Madam Torkornoo, in the history of our republic, petition has been brought to the president. Now we follow due process. Due process now president ne follow. It is the beginning of the end of our democracy. How can they sit on radio today to tell Ghana for say we are doing something that will destroy our democracy and that what is happening, a deliberate, a Jubilee House, a president, a then a journalist satna radio so kasa asamono. Ope Christonia or ya trufo aye obi. Kwasi ampenyi san ope MPI yo. Na mesi sankofo yete krom ha. Se mubenya MPI mubera parliament eche twa ye ne ti. It is a petition ba na e ka say Chief Justice twa obi ti a. What are you going to say? Afenyo marking suspension of Chief Justice is the brazen judicial coup. It's your opinion. Yes, minority say, Chief Justice is suspended. No, it is a coup. I am opinion. Some question for na question question lobby. You can see scrutinize your man. No mudane. No ma question penyinechi. What's your wig said your opepa Mozambique in Koton. Abetina TV so can question. Some say the Chief Justice should not go through this. O wig is a raccoon. Mumusa oma hene komna sante say like this now uchini wana tomano. Mumusa oma hene komna sante say sa white legs is now uchino. Wana tomano. Ono I asempa na otini pay saying. Me say mumusa na say oma hene komna sante me wodi video oje bribe. Komna sante oma hene komna sante. Eyi ekufu adoba eye de jankroma ambulance case no monka yesem se me wodi bribe me woni video oje bribe on mu producer no Dominic so de ende no o se o me be ma o meka se me boa eye osono maame eye Chief Justice Madam Torkornoo now Madam Torkornoo and the asema beda ho nyina na kire se eye the president petition ebeka ne nsa eye miensa Ghana mra no kire se e wo se odi hu dwuma now petition beka president nsa no and the petition no sebio obo Ghana fo nyina obo ya mane se on the president petition bia beka ne nsa na emom emra kire se enye ono nko na hu nyansa ode bu Ghana man petition for Chief Justice ho inti ode koma eye Council of State ama Council of State for so aba mu hwe de wom na emom de wom no omu se ngina so bia wo so a na de wo so mo ye no maye emu ana Chief Justice ba bonten beka kire Ghana fo nyina se what is the president e wo petition bi na efa no ho inti o insist president ever petition man no so nkan na president emma no edian endankwanso 7 days na onkan sa asem ba na president yamum if you say na president expect to say the Chief Justice will go public. He was expecting the Chief Justice to contact him quietly, directly, professionally, respectfully, nicely, and to demand for petitions, for her to also look at the petition. Now, Chief Justice Eddie letter beto abontene ma MPP platforms to say, or pese ogu president anima say, money looking like he said, president ewo no ho adwene bone. Into or the letter beto abontene and I'll catch the Ghana for say, I am at a petition about president to her. Now, me best president to the mammy, na me so me kind, na me share asama ya ketiame, me wo yano na me yi, and a president can say, let her me the beto abontene catch a Ghana for say, men saka petition me de koma a year Council of State, no. Na enchire say, me so me mbo won kaye. President catch a Chief Justice say, some the letter beto abontene say me de koma Council of State, enchire say, wa we Chief Justice asam fa ho no, enya dia me yi wasutire. The president can say, okay, so ope se wu a petition na me de bema ho emom ope 7 days eno kura no esa president said the 3 days can ho ma de be 10 days which says na president epeso ma Chief Justice akwanya bi e wo wiase bia ma nya emre ready to understand and to answer a petitions so questions if the president was a bad man, if the president was eager to kick out the Chief Justice, and Kobeka said, Ubusa for 7 days, 7 days. But the president said, no, even though you asked for 7 days, it will be unfair for you to use 7 days to read all these documents. Itimiankasa, as the president, I am giving you Osnomame 10 days. And a President Mahama, a time 10 days, and the Chief Justice said, petition in a kind. Take your time and read and respond whatever is in it. One, and we should tell you how the president wants the Chief Justice to clear herself. The president gave the Chief Justice a lot of room, time, to take her time to answer every single allegation. You will ask for 7 days, you might 10 days. Or responding after 10 days, na Chief Justice President can say, Emran Shan say, and I Emran say, the Council of State. Council of State Sebio, and yet wo enemy any share them take Council of State. Yet to woman in our swaba, any ye kakrebi council, Sir Council of State, no, Ghana for the yen yako twaba ni ye omo. Enti every region be a twaba ni ye muni passe, Monkona Monkoe Council of State Sebio, Enyansafua. Adebi Chief President adwene so a obetumi no mosusu ho advisory body a mobetumi two president fo enti eka Council of State even technically no Council of State no omo wo tumi krampo chair parliament if we say they can influence the president when it comes to decision he would take. President no or tumi say obetake a decision from an executive order, but the Council of State can actually sit the president down and advise the president and say, Mr. President, where the woman dear, nemum yena Ghana for to swaba, ye nyansemuno, ye over 30, ye wouldn't say, uyen is say ye. It is the Council of State, they yield a lot of power. President na etam kratane de my Council of State say, Musumu shem, say Chief Justice no, ni ya no one in some of the abano, say e onjina swa, mumbetumu for wahum, na mi unhu meye. One, the first question every intelligent journalist will ask, because I sitting here, I have not seen the petition. Every single journalist, as far as I know, nobody has seen the petition. They know where they saw the petition. Problem and I believe say about 99.99% of journalists in Ghana, they have not seen the petition. So basically, we are working with what the Council of State and the President will tell us in the petition. Because the petition exclusively, the Chief Justice, the Council of State, and the President any petition. It as I sit here, I cannot speak to the allegation. I can only speak to the process. President na no. Odi mraso. Time and in Sabeka allegations. That is the first question every intelligent journalist will ask. Because Senator Obama president and I'm president, I expect the president to follow the rules, the procedure. The president should go by some rules and regulations. The moment the president steps out of Emrana Eshadmani de Jumano, then he is not a democratically elected president. He now becomes a tyrant or a dictator. So, as a journalist, I am looking at the actions of the president. Is he working or acting within the Constitution? Is he overstepping? Is he abusing the Constitution? But to date, me who will be our Ghana will be an president of the Republic. Time and Saka petition there, he has abused or stepped out of the Constitution to take decisions that are against it's against the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. I am yet to hear one person tell me, say, the president of the Republic has gone against the Constitution of Ghana. Because when the president goes against the Constitution, it gives me the right to question or attack the president for him to understand, say, we gave him power to work within laws. Now, the moment a president free Constitution, then it means the president is basically respecting us. The president is respecting the Constitution, and the president wants transparency, accountability at the end of the day to be the hallmark of his governance. And so far, so good. Me who's gonna be a Gina baby from political elites to religious leaders to the traditional leaders to read the so-called ordinary Ghanaians. Me who's so be a Gina TV so I can say President John Dramani Mahama will book Ghana Mraso IABB from the day and in Saka a petition. Now, there are some few questions we need to ask before we move forward. I'm a journalist, I'm a Ghanaian, and I have to be reasonable enough. Sanka Madam Torkornoo I would have been asking questions. So Madam Torkornoo with all due respect, So I would be asking questions because it's very important that I ask questions and demand reasonable answers that will make me satisfied. Because when I ask the questions and I don't get those reasonable answers, then it means my family member, my auntie, my mom, or whoever is being basically accused of something, no, it means that person is being treated unfairly. And I don't want anybody to be treated unfairly. As much as we have our political affiliations and the way we understand things and our limitations, we also need to understand, say, emra. So, it does not matter whether you're a president or you're a chief of staff. So, who will be kitchen now? Bonasuma or say emra chow. If you say emra daho enisa o yesa, so don't say ko bo abansikem na so wudia Ghana mra or say chow. Say your mouth to me, it does not matter whether you are the head of a department, you are the subordinate of the head, you are the chairman of a committee or a commission. As far as emra hono, so boom rano swa, your constitution is say I was set emrano and woody. That is what the basic law our constitution eka. So when I would say the constitution is not selective when it comes to application of the law. Now, there's something I want you to know. Question I say, petitioners now, petition the president, has it been established anywhere in Ghana today, say, they belong to a political party or card-bearing members of NDC? Till date, I am yet to hear, say, the people who petitioned the president are full NDC people. Ever seen there, to me establishes our facts. That is one. Now, was the CJ given fair hearing? Was the CJ given enough time to look at the petition? Did the president do that? Two, the president did that. The CJ was given enough time. In fact, she was asking for 7 days. The president gave him 10 days, meaning fairly, the CJ has been treated well. The Obusa and the Krampono, president no Edibia Kaun. So, is the president still in the constitution? Is he working within the constitution? Has he done anything wrong? No. To me, and to you, the ordinary Ghanaian or rational Ghanaian watching me, these two things, there's nothing showing, say, petitioners near NDC for. And secondly, there's nothing showing, say, the Chief Justice was denied the access to the petition. Remember, time and day, Charlotte say, Charlotte say in her right, she was demanding for the petition. Nana Dankwe Kufuor, and this same MPP and these same some journalists in Ghana said there was nothing wrong with the president denying Charlotte say of the petition. Charlotte say was like, a man for trying your man family who say you made me person me would your matrena. Nana Dankwe Kufuor say she cannot have access to the petition. But John Mahama has given the Chief Justice, who was demanding for 7 days to review the petition, John Mahama gave the Chief Justice 10 days. Did the Chief Justice exhaust the 10 days? Yes. Now, did the president follow due process? Did he work or did he basically perform his constitutional duty? Yes or no? Yes. When the president received the petition, did he take the steps that the constitution was demanding of him? Yes. So did he work or did he basically perform his constitutional right? Yes. So who is saying the president has done something wrong? At this point, nobody can blame the president for doing anything wrong because the questions I'm asking, nobody can come out and say that the president did not work within the constitutional rights. We are talking about, is the CJ guilty of a crime? The question is she guilty? At this point, nobody has said that CJ is guilty of a crime. But when you hear the NPP followers, the NPP minority, the so-called the Ghana journalists, they are making it sound. Because I have not said in anywhere, any of my commentaries said the Chief Justice of Ghana is guilty of any crime. The NPP on the other side, or on the other hand, are making it look like said the Chief Justice is guilty of a crime. As we speak, no crime has been committed by the Chief Justice, as far as this process is known. The Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Madam Torkornoo, Emrebia ni Ghana actually say we di boni. I was say yɛtena Ghana kasa wedi bɔne ɔyɛ krɔmfoɔ yɛ establish mmara biya bibia ni wa yɛ establish sebio sɛ obi yɛ ɔhene sebio ma ne susumina so sɛ obi yɛ kyiame na ɔwɔ ɛdeɛn menhyia na abayewa bi ba bɛka sɛ oh nana otumfoɔ wo kyiame wei ɔde ne nsa keka me na otumfoɔ tena se na ɔno ahwɛ ɛyɛ gidi a ɔwɔ wɔ kyiame nim sɛnea kyiame na akɔndakte ne ho na ɔhwɛ kyiame ne dwumadi a wadi a otumfoɔ sɛ tutu ntumi nsɔre nka sɛ ɔkyiame wei metu ne to otumfoɔ ntumi nsɔre nka sɛ because abayewa no bɛka sɛ me kyiame de ne nsa keka me ne nti no mompam no nkɔbɔ no otumfoɔ sɛ tutu bɛfrɛ mpanimfoɔ mo ahemfie na ɔmo adwene asɛm no ho ɔmo wiom bɛka sɛ okay nana kyiame abayewa no asɛm no a wɔbɛka no sebio yɛntumi ntena ase hu sɛ ɛnokora na nyɛ nokorɛ sebio akwasi dɛ ɛba so obi bɛhu sɛ wogyina me nkyɛn na okuta poma na mekasa na wokyerɛkyerɛ mu a because asɛm no yɛnka ntu ase hu sɛ woyɛ anasɛ woanyɛ no nana kyiame wede ɛserɛw anka ma nipa na odi w'akyi yɛ ɔkyiame ketewa no ɔno mmom ɛnkasa sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛtumi ɛka asɛm no ma ne kɔsi emu pi ne yɛhu sɛ wo ho sɔn a wobɛtumi abɛdi wo kyiame. That is exactly what is playing out here. Enti nana kyiame no obi nka sɛ asɛm na abayewa no kato no so no wayɛ ana ɔnyɛɛyɛ na otumfoɔ sɛ tutu mpɛ sɛ obi bɛtena bɛdwom aka sɛ na ɔhene kɛseɛ wei na ɔkyiame a yɛde asɛm ato no so a yɛhu sɛ odifo ana odi bem no otumfoɔ sɛ tutu ɛna ma ɔkyiame wei gyina ne ti nti otumfoɔ sɛ tutu bɛka sɛ nana kyiame mesrɛw wode tena fie ma nkyiame nketewa no baako ne menkɔ na asɛm no yɛba ne yɛka ne yɛtu ase ahwehwɛ mu wie na sɛ ɔhu so a akwasi dɛ ɛba no na wabɛdi wo drabrɛ why na aka sɛ ɔkyiame no di bɔne. And this is basically what is playing out in the CJ matter. As we sit here, I cannot say, Madam Torkornoo has committed a crime. When the Betman establishes I committed a crime, what the Council of State establishing is say, they are same to CJ so. Omudomu is say, Sama, I was here domusco. Na ye be a day, ye bien shishemu, in Tinkebeya, Anka Chief Justice, no, Sebio, Mr. President. Dia ye wuni die ye be ye nka Chief Justice na anka ontwe ne ho kakra na ye nhwehwe nsɛm nim ye kɔhwehwɛm na sɛ ne ho son a onsan be ne Chief Justice. That is the issue here. Ye kuni pa Ghana why na ye de sika wo ne minim. This is basic. This is the most easiest thing any simple reasonable intelligent Ghanaian onjimi e also wote ase enti ade na bruhaha Adentina minority kasa sa obi apam Chief Justice obi politics John Mahama or motive be why is any obi onim nyansa onjimi no why would we conclude because say MPP conclude this Mahama apam Chief Justice then it means say they know say the Chief Justice at the end of the day will be guilty of a crime. Me I cannot pronounce that the Chief Justice is guilty because no investigation has been conducted. But John Mahama himself Chief Justice in a position or no a very sensitive position. A position it will be so bad for people to be pointing fingers at her when she has not been cleared of an allegation. John Mahama believes say, or no Chief Justice no hono, the position in your position be a what it will be very unfair. Say John Mahama, I'm a Chief Justice at Tinaho, na investigations the so na Chief Justice at the court, DSM, na majority of the people in court, in their head, they think the Chief Justice has committed a crime that has not been investigated. It's John Mahama as the president, the advice he's giving the Chief Justice is to protect your integrity and protect the office you are. Step aside. Let somebody who can also take over from you sit in when investigations, say investigations in India, Madam Torkornoo, you can come back and occupy your seat. Who in Ghana have said Chief Justice has committed a crime? Why not? Else what Ghana and Eka said the Chief Justice has committed a crime. And they said, Unimibi. So when we say MPP for the year the day, and the matter said journalists for be minorities, Eka sa MPP for one Eka say John Mahama time Chief Justice. Why? How? Aya then na John Mahama time Chief Justice. Now dear you say you expect journalists. You expect nipebia. Oji so my dream do. Now the question I want to ask and say, is Madam Torkornoo Osonomame above the law in Ghana? Who is above the law in Ghana? Madam Torkornoo's position it's a political position. She was appointed by a politician. Whether you like it or not, the position she's filling is a political position. And at the end of the day, it is only a politician who has the right to open investigations into Madam Torkornoo or whoever occupies that CJ position. So at this point, the question here is, Madam Torkornoo, is she above the law? Because we are talking about the three arms of government. There is the judiciary, which is led by Madam Torkornoo, the legislature, led by Alban Bagbin, and the executive, led by the President of the Republic, John Mahama. Now the question here is, all these people are mentioned, are they above the law? When a petition is brought against them, are they so above the law that they cannot be questioned? No. It does not matter who you are. The President of the Republic can be impeached. So if the President can be impeached, why can't we basically look into an allegation or allegations or a petition that has been brought against the Chief Justice? Unless you are trying to make it look like, say, the Chief Justice who is being questioned, the Chief Justice who is being helped by the President by protecting her integrity, unless who was some political idea be a person will say Ghana for agony. Now, Matter say MPP for Kakaka. Nana B, Afenyo Markin, MPP for the opportunity be at TV so. I Muyi Chief Justice Nidia, say MPP but power. Yes, you may see. And you see, this needs to go into the head of the NPP. Mobile power. Whoever is the Chief Justice, Mopamono. The law is the law. Me akwamiti. If the next Chief Justice to replace or the person to act, say, Madam Way, you are suspending, whoever is going to act, Mr. Bafuboni, if he also goes against the law and a petition has to be raised against him, why don't we have to support it? It is a MPP for just say, Mokache Ghana for say, ye Madam Torkornoo or ye MPP ni, ye penasem, ekufo na deba enti, modia monchain, power sesa, yes, you be change whoever is there, as far as you have grounds. As far as the person has committed a crime, as far as the process is being followed, I have no problem. It may be somewhere MPP for go around the country and tell Ghana for say, Mosumunya to me, I'm a Chief Justice. Monfanya campaign message. I want you to do that. Maybe say, how Ghanaians will accept that message. Maybe say, MPP for go to market, go to Ghanaians and tell Ghana for say, and the process now costs no more tiasie. My dream no say John Mahama na pese oyi Chief Justice no into musumu we need power mu be yi Chief Justice bi amabeto no mon fa side no campaign message na mon share say Ghana for will buy it, and I want you people to use that as your message. Nobody is going to pamper anybody. So over power 2028 2042 2078 now be change Chief Justice. As far as it's built on solid grounds, why should anybody contest you? Because from what I am seeing, the President has not gone against the law. He is still working within the law. The President has not basically been biased towards the Chief Justice. In fact, the Chief Justice demanded for only 7 days. The President of the Republic gave the Chief Justice 10 days. Now, when Charlotte Osei was being, when a petition was sent to the President to basically look into Charlotte Osei and possibly make sure he follows due process. What did we say in Ghana? Now do you know, say, a position like the EC boss in Ghana is not a small position. Time the petition, Ekoma Ekufuadwa, or deny Charlotte Osei access to the petition. At that point, it was the first time anything like that had happened in Ghana. Time I the petition come Ekufuadwa, na EBS say, your petition president say, Yanjusha a year EC boss in Semuda. Ekufuadwa did not give Charlotte Osei the opportunity to even look at what is in the petition. But you people did not see anything wrong, say our democracy is going to go into the ditch. The EC boss, she is in charge of our elections. That was the first time in the history of Ghana, Obia petitioned the president to look into the conduct of the EC boss. Yanti Kromha, the first time in the history of Ghana, Bawomiani Ekufuadwa and the Ghana election court did our democracy collapse. In fact, The argument you people made then was that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo going to court in 2012 was a good sign. It was going to basically enrich our democratic dispensation. And yes, we had not seen that in our history before. Nobody had taken an election to court. But when Akufo-Addo and Bawumia entered court in 2012, in the Supreme Court, majority of you people today, criticizing today, people petitioning against the Chief Justice, you said that was good for our day, that was good for our democracy, and that we needed to test our democracy. That was the first time in our history. Did this country collapse? Did somebody say because an opposition party had taken a party to court, it was going to destroy our democracy, and we were never going to have a diligent or a better election again? Mukacha said 2012 elections the court and then etimi hold the democracy, hold the elections, and then I may make it good changes to our electoral process. Ever seen there? Is it not that whether or not the words used? Into a day and the day, Madam Torkornoo, in the history of our republic, petition has been brought to the president. Now we'll follow due process. A day and the day, say due process now president Nefuno. It is the beginning of the end of our democracy. This was when Charlotte Osei was in office. Akufo-Addo time. Okay?
The President Akufo-Addo has referred a petition signed by 17 persons seeking to impeach the chairperson of the Electoral Commission to the Chief Justice for resolution. According to the Director of Communication at the Flagstaff House, Mr. Eugene Ahin, this is in accordance with the provisions of Article 146, Paragraph 3 of the Constitution.
Around 12 o'clock this afternoon, the President referred the petition that had been brought to him by the concerned staff of the Electoral Commission, who are demanding for the removal of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Madam Charlotte Osei, to the Chief Justice. Now, you know this matter is purely a constitutional one, so in accordance with Article 146(3) of the Constitution, when such a matter is brought before the President, i.e. with regards to the removal of a Justice of the Superior Court or the removal of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, the President has no choice but to forward the petition to the Chief Justice, who would, if she decides there's a prima facie case against the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, is supposed to form a committee who would also look into the matter, make recommendations to her, and then subsequently the Chief Justice forwards those recommendations to the President for action. There are names attached. Initially, when the petition was brought, it was, as I said in my statement, it was signed and it was undated, and the names of the petitioners were not present. But I think on the 20th of July, the counsel for the petitioners furnished the presidency with the names of 17 people who have petitioned for the removal of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission.
This is Eugene Ahin. Akufo-Addo power now. 17 people petitioned Akufo-Addo. 17. Petition the first day didn't come. It was a vague document, but the presidency accepted it. It was later the presidency realized, say, petition Abeka president inside. Omo amoya petition secret didn't come. And the president can say, Omo mucho paper Tony Bremeno, Omo form din samra. How foolish can we be? We soaked this. Mo amotirati na radio so TV so dem went to man can say that was the beginning of a skewed process. How can you write a petition to the president without any name, but the president actually accepted and gave you receipts? How can the presidency accept a petition without name, without date, and give you receipt and say, yes, I'm going to give it to the president? How? But in this, 17 people petitioning the president without name and dates, without information, the president said he has accepted it and he was going to take action. It was later, and a NIPA 17 lawyers say, oh, if you are see any asimesi, and I say, oh, we're going to buy. That petition against Charlotte Osei was written at the Jubilee House and the Akufo-Addo. After the seriousness of our hypocrisy. And Conformity Radio TV so trying to make you think say they are the ones with all the knowledge. Now we are exposing their stupid hypocrisy. The President of the Republic from day one received this document, knew the people who wrote the document, never hid it, gave it to the Council of State, and even gave it to the Chief Justice. Still, you people are sitting there telling us, and and all these things happening, no. Radio, journalists, so-called journalists, they were on radio. They were there. They were part of the conversation. They knew say a petition had been given to Ekufuado. Ekufuado did not give it to Charlotte Osei to look at it. Ekufuado went ahead to execute whatever he wanted to execute. Ekufuado worked against the constitution. All these so-called journalists in Ghana were on radio. They read everything. They knew the petition that went to Ekufuado against Charlotte Osei did not have names with it. But the presidency accepted the vague paper. These same people today, they have not been able to establish, say, John Mahama, the president of the republic, he has gone against the law once. No. These so-called journalists on the TV soon himself, President Edim Ranoso, Atumimpo Ama Chief Justice 10 days, Abrado Obuta 7 days. These people sitting on radio calling themselves journalists. Omunim said, President Mahama or Aya Council of State, free hand to do their job. These people know, said the president of the republic, when boom rebia so, intayede na sanko fo to be radio so, to speak, say, the actions na who process na fluid, you know. How can they sit on radio today to tell Ghana for say, we are doing something that will destroy our democracy, and that what is happening, you know, a deliberate, a Jubilee House, a precedent, you know. Then a journalist is at radio so kasa asamono. Ethiopian can will minimum. For a journalist to sit on TV or radio to make that statement, that journalist is an enemy of the state. Those are the people who cause tribal war. They cause a political war in the nation. Because what they are doing is they are putting a lot of fire where there should be no fire. They are preparing the people's mind. Say, the actions of President Netekia within his constitutional mandate, you know, they are trying to skew that process. They are trying to create an impression, say, the president is doing something bad. Whilst they know for a fact, none of them can sit on TV or on radio to tell you Ghanaians, say, President John Mahama has gone against the law. Nobody to date, no journalist to date has been able to say, President went against the law. And this is what these journalists are saying.
We feel say we've still not understood what we are doing to ourselves as a country.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but it's so funny. The next chief justice. Clearly. But that was almost important. So what is news about this? Says we've gone through the law. It is the same. We present my Ghana for United say. Sa positions a hold on na merekunu ni boko ban no eto atwa if we say aban bi obebe bia no obenya bibi ejina so e dia pam sa positions na emra boko ban nyina. I will not be surprised when the electoral commission goes and the next action of course it will be a functioning team. We are practicing a dysfunctional democracy.
It is not all position.
Of course,
every position has become a political.
But we are firming it up. It is Obia from Tonashumu say, "Oh, Abedjum, you be a free revocation termination. TNE, would you do film or tree do me? Look at Abambi Bar, or also Pam."
And for only position,
it doesn't matter.
Every position is now a position.
What we are telling ourselves, we say, a co-terminus,
with a term of the president.
Simple. I think it will be better for us to do those arrangements now. Because say NDC crowd free in the next 12 years. It's not possible. We are deepening the dysfunctionality of our democracy.
And the hatred.
Yes, hatred and bitterness is building. Also, Mekacho say, if we really want to reset, everybody the alliance means that you're Torkornoo. Say Oko Galamsey, what Chiankasi to Galamsey, or party chairman Ankasa Krano, Kose Ebaho, Soja for Bahono, or Mamona Mania, and Babia, Ukosu, or press conference.
And so, it's soon.
Stop that.
It's soon basis.
Oh, please stop it. And I'm saying that stop it. As soon as I
no, say based on the video he saw, Now,
and I'm saying that, but even amongst the solutions, now Kofa River got yellow. What can they do? Job for the boys. What is this, Obi? We have started on a good note. I'm saying that when we are deepening our democracy, making it very dysfunctional, I'll show you where power lies. I'll tell you that I have power. Let's keep it up. Nobody should even raise because him.
Position.
No, of course. The constitution. Okay, na see akofa emra kwans. Yeah, be so. Obi ha be so pepepe o. O man bebo. Obi a be so pepepe. O man bebo. If you the mumma man yosem, enko so nchiche ye musa na no kore. So just enko se gatem. Because every time you raise issues, the matter is equalization. We are also yebi. I know the one carry there. We so abaso yebi. I know coming there. They said you call a concession is NDC for your board. Because say more MPP time now no mudia. Amokasai. Yes, you do pamfanko hik. Mofanko jo Mahama osebi. In those videos we have it. So what is it that we want to do to this country again? What is it that we want to do to this country again? I'm not in for political tricks again. Bobby, say piano, say puli breaks. Na baby akika kono. Hey, me kai o me say, nantwie na yin ni podua no. Anka ne to. Nantwie podua no. Anka ne to. It is anka ne to dia.
Now you ask yourself, the point in this saying, at this point now, we should not go by the constitution to do what is right. That is his argument. Even though because of the position in T, because the moment we go by the constitution, and now yedim rani yejuma, na yedibedi nipa. The moment we do that, we are doing politics. You see his level of thinking. So, from his argument, right now, if we use the constitution, President Ijina constitution, so na odidi juma, it is not right. Enti sesiano, I was say NDC for TSC, mo ye MPP, ye Chief Justice, must suspend no. Into Muslim fra bemna me enko for ba yedi into mind be bo. You see their level of thinking, the sense of entitlement. You see the sense of entitlement amongst these stupid fools, and then a problem. You are a journalist. Your job is let Ghanaians know, because at the end of the day, your opinion and my opinion, the constitution's fact ain't Mr. Sano. You might have your opinion because of your political or tribal affiliation. I might have my opinion because of my political or tribal affiliation or religious affiliation. But the Constitution, what it says is constant. It does not change. What has the president done today that we, because the Constitution, a petition by Mahama Horo, and called petition and one consult to be able to take a decision, and can pray Kumba with Babaka say, and then the moment President Makofaba, Onim Ranaso. Mahama nya petition no wan fan chiro bia one na yire ko share them and we take a decision. The president is following the constitution. He's working within his constitutional mandate, and also balu we better say I ubu someone almost the constitution. So what should we do? All that they are trying to do is say aden am what side na ye party masa so be animu nkofo we. Now this is the first time we say which political party communicators are these? Because this, what they are doing there, there's nothing about being a journalist who is being neutrally intelligent to look at the issues. Because what Juman is saying, balloon, what Juman is saying, asemna bedahono, asemno, emra eshe Ghana, constitutional eshe Ghana no, ye di samrano so. Because who balloon ya wote asempa onijimi. So obi bowra eye asempa sisia. Na se nipa no ese oye police ni. Waso pa ede wo kwa obeka che nipa ne se Ghana mra kire se kire me warrant ana meboa Now, so police in the warrant, sorry, not a show. Now, sad walk. Over the police in Sibia Yatin come no, Sabio or Frafreni into our idea be or Tanya Santinito or Chimako. Now you forget about a warrant, that gives the police, that allows the police, to arrest you, you ignore the warrant, Now you are going to look at police, your friend was saying, Atinga, hey, we are turning to now, what's on me pasana. That is what these balloons are doing. Now you cannot apply the Constitution because the Constitution at this point is what the government is applying. Sabai Sisa in 8 years. Now so be a commissioner, or be a CEO, or be a Supreme Court judge. Now the Constitution finding the panel said, why you bonia? Why should we apply it? Why should I sit here and have a problem with that balloon? The issue here is if you have accepted that the president did not go against the Constitution. He actually acted in his capacity as a president and also in the mandate Constitution manner. If you admit that the president has done it, why are you now forcing people to think, say, he has committed a crime? You see, the issue with this both fruit for them say, when they sit on radio, Obi one of the most diabolic journalists in Ghana. Ope Christonia or ya trofo aye Obi. Kwasi ampenyi san ope MPI yo. Na mesi sankofo yete krom ha. Se mubenya MPI mubera parliament eche twa ye eti. I swear to God. Demonic diabolic old men to someone kokora to someone. Obi menyini chen o. I am older than Obi. Yeah. But me when I feel say I'm still young. When mo adwene bone ni jimi. Any politics na yo say Obi me I am older than Obi. You have no idea. But me ni Obi jina waka say me wofa no. These are people every single day they sit on radio. Now me Jane say, omunya opportunity to speak, and come on back say, John Dramani Mahama the president will book Ghana Mraso and the wire the. But they could not say that. And in the first place, I want to ask Bofruit on a Adrimbone say, do you know what is in the petition? Bofruit, do you know what is in the petition? No. When the Council of State Echo Shire and Nipa over 31, also Chief Justice, are you stupid? What makes you people think so some TV so Eka Ghana amanyosem? Do you know what is in the petition? It is a petition ba na Eka say Chief Justice Traobitia. What are you going to say? Petition ba na Chief Justice Eddie Boniway with evidence. What are you dirty idiot stinking boxers going to say? Because you don't know what's in the petition. The Council of State, when they looked at the petition, and I don't think every single member of the Council of State is against the Chief Justice. So the issue here is everything that we are seeing is based on what is in the petition. Now, do you know what is in the petition? No. Have you been able to make a comment that there's this in the petition that does not have the grounds? And I say, any grounds or say the Chief Justice, do you have? No. Has the president gone against the law? No. So what is making you, this Bofrot entity, sit there to speak stupidly because politics are full. Journalism has become cheap. Mo Jimmy, when I'm say Ghana no. Now the issue is simple. Saban is 4 years, 8 years. Nasa Obi and conducting whether Chief Justice, whether the President, whether the CEO, whatever, and we get to know say nipa and conducting ye and nitini ashemra. Motia sempa mo monsa wo ma obatu no. Sembra di mo ebe yumadi. Senia eya abrantia no host show yi. Mo fa kwan so kun na mo betena ho edidi ma we yi ase no. Se be chimo a de ekọ evidence ni ebehu se. Munyina mo nsa wo mu a we will make sure say kabawo no wu ye no munyina no mo bedam. Inti as far as any evidence, we cannot sit here and say you are murderous. No. We cannot say that. Inti ayeden on basis ben amugina so amoka che Ghana for say ai na de edine de esi ano obi an the president beko enti esi ano de omo ye no eyomo plan dada and he used a stupid statement. We are practicing a dysfunctional democracy kwasia. What you say? You the same person sitting there and telling us the president has followed due process. And you are stupidly saying in your next language, say, we are practicing a dysfunctional democracy. Do you know what dysfunctional democracy is? Dysfunctional democracy is when you're small dick, you cannot see it because your tummy is big. That is dysfunctional democracy. When your small dick hanging beneath your belly, When you bend down, you cannot see it. We call it dysfunctional democracy because they cannot coordinate. Jimmy, and you people sit on TV, radio, so, and you are the people polluting the system. I thought you had solid evidence against the president, his actions. I thought you had solid evidence and what petition you can base your facts on. So basically what you are doing, when you question penny, be and a stray dog be on in New York, and then ball so can you are the same. You are like a stray dog walking on the streets of Bronx, a stray dog with a dirty stinking mouth, with a mouth like Yania Gunenum, like you are like a stray dog who does not have an address. You have no basis. You have no facts. You have nothing to base your statement on. Into the second but down for. Because when you walk around and you speak anyhow without basis of fact, what is second but down for? What are your evidence? Before I insult Tekufo, I show you basis. Before I go after Chairman to me, I show you the fact. I just don't sit here and say Chairman to me, Jimmy. It will make me Jimmy because my evidence and show. The moment I come sit here without showing facts, the reason why I'm insulting somebody, then at that point, you are a dog. You are a stray dog. You are basically a dog with rabies. Jimmy. And you just sit and you speak because you be my cartoon. You are the people, eh? If the young people want to rise up, they need to rise up against people like you. What is dysfunctional democracy? Do you know what dysfunctional democracy is? We had a precedent under Akufo-Addo, 17 petitioners, not only Obia address, only Obia ding, only Obia phone number, but he still accepted a vague paper. Jimmy, that wasn't dysfunctional to you? That wasn't dysfunctional to you? We had a president who basically decided not to give a petition to a sitting EC boss. That wasn't dysfunctional. Muhufin in Krasifo Modrun crying. A year that Imbapian crying. A Jimmy for Monumu Kankai, Ottawa, Uhumfi Fresa or Pro. Tell the people the truth. O party call off power in today. What are your MPP ni Amuko position in today? We are looking at the democracy. We are looking at the facts. What does the fact say? I told you as a journalist, and as a Muslim, you will use the facts. The facts are clear. Did the president go against the law? No. Who in Ghana today can tell me John Mahama went against the law? Nobody. Then there's nothing wrong. Let me tell you, what you think about this process is your problem. But the fact still remains. The fact still remains to say the constitution, the rules of the game were applied. That's all. Your opinion is your opinion. How you feel about Ghana is your opinion. But the Ghana na yetimuno, sa national anthem no, it is Ghana's national anthem. Whether you like the words or not, it does not change the anthem. Until you prove to me, say, the words you are speaking are not the right words. But as we speak today, none of you guys can prove to me, say, John Mahama has gone against the law. Your opinion, you have your right. Eh? Look at this. These people. Suspension of Chief Justice is the brazen judicial coup. It's your opinion. You see, minority say, Chief Justice is suspended. It is a coup. Your opinion. It will not change anything. Do they have the facts to say the suspension is illegal? No. So far, the minority, the silly, stupid piglet minority, have not been able to provide any evidence or any facts to show, say, the suspension is not in the right order. It is an opinion. It will not change the facts. So you can scream. You can put out all the threats. Say, nobody fucking cares. As far as the law is there, you work within the law. I don't care. Because there is a reason why we put that law together. That law now, Baumia, any Akufo-Addo, abuse, John Mahama has stayed within the law. Because Sankamu said John Mahama boombraba kosoa and kamun kwasiafo kamabeka. But because you don't have anything, now you are using your opinion to decide what the facts should be. Your opinion cannot decide the facts. The facts are the facts. So how you feel as a minority or how you feel as an MPP or a journalist does not change the fact. The fact is constant. The fact of the case is still constant. Whether the minority shit on themselves, they vomit, they scream, they charge and slaughter themselves. The fact is that the president has followed due process. And the Council of State have come up they said they have established a prima facie case. The president says that it is in good faith the Chief Justice suspends or step aside for the process to go on. That's all. It does not matter who you are, how you feel, what you think. Why do you know? So I say are politically motivated that it is your opinion. Me say so call US embassy. Now say akope visa. Whatever you say to the person sitting there, you don't decide for the person. The person sitting there or rules or the ejuma. And it's all American embassy so called visa. People that didn't know who question obusao. Where are you going? I'm going to Dallas. Okay, you are going to where? Texas. Yeah, I'm going to Chicago. Fine. Who are you staying with? Bibi that so one man is information now. Your opinion will stick with you. How you feel about the person in the glass and fan whether somebody in a team so bruni he does not care. Whether Bakacha said the crew on the president, he does not care. He is sticking to the facts. And they're done anymore. So when Mama answers no here now, he's not going to issue you the visa. It is not about how you feel. Nobody cares about how you people feel. As far as we know, no law has been broken. As far as we know in this country, Embrabia ni ayebuso na yenti krom ha. Ena nkwasi afomotiti radio so meku fuado. Gofredame ede eye opuni jachi kwesi kogina court say 24 hours ye ba be jachi kwe na muti krom ha. Did you say that even though the Attorney General has the right to prosecute Judge question, the rate at which he's moving the case, it is against, mentally, he has some political motive behind it. What can I say? That be, I didn't clear. Yet, and ato forcing, Eko Jina Court can say, Setekwe, and the man instruction, man signed document. Even though the Attorney General has the right to prosecute and investigate and take the whole thing to court to make sure the way the bonnet was actually to know. Attorney General Kojina Court wana who say he is speaking to these people behind the scenes in a judge's house. Did you people have a problem with it? You didn't have any problem, right? It wasn't anything bad. You wanted us to continue with this. How you feel and what you think does not determine how the facts should work. You can have your own opinions. You people can write all the articles on Facebook. You can sit on TV and speak as if say Munimunyansa chain will be Ghana neighbor shit, Ghana and shit. Ghana democracy be say, Ghana democracy and say, Ghana Bibia be say, Bibia and say, ya de mrane ye juma ye jinem. How you feel is how you feel. We don't care how you feel. What I care about is that the president does not go against the constitution. And as far as I know, President John Mahama had not or did not go against the constitution. So what is my problem? What is my problem? Because the problem I want to say president in boom run so president in boom run so into you as a journalist. So when you communicate to a political party be and now you are affiliated to a political party, how the party thinks, does it affect the facts? Oh, no, my imagine that. Oh, you will see the next person is the EC boss. The question here is, has the EC boss committed a crime? If she has not conducted herself well, I will support her to be removed. How you feel does not change the fact. Sibia ya chi kronfo amusi yenjeli no. Sibia ya chi atai ye ka se yenjeli no. Sibia ya chi obi obokro no ai ye ka se yemfa no kokko yenjeli na ye nyina ye ka se yes ye bese ye chichire man no ye nyi illegal minus in free ho obi obokro no ai ye nchire no. The same way the Charlotte say e commit crime na we hu boni wo ho a adenti na James commit crime a ye twe na so obeka se eni se ye mabodam me say unless say James commit a crime but so commit crime nko we will work within the constitution to make sure say constitution dey kire say ye ye beye Jane Mensa on chain Ghana mrawo yeti kroma na tam soldier for e guard Jane Mensa me ya ma me soldier wo kwase ampanya wo to so nsuo ya ma soldier. There is a reason why your man is soldier, your man the car, your man the dying. There is a reason why your sika you try and yentua will be abuo funu. Na so ho na wa ye dwuma bi na wa anya dwuma ni ye a. We are telling us we don't have the right to sack her. Moya mwa. Who is above the law in Ghana? If tomorrow somebody establishes a case against J Mensa, the law needs to be applied. It does not matter who you are, how you feel. How you feel is your problem. It is the facts you are looking at. Me say the facts is constant. It does not change. And we are not going to move away from the fact. MPP lawyer we not at news file. Mami we me kebi bi abrocha and imagine a license because I am very sure say license bi okuta bi legitimate. I am very sure because some of her pronouncements, you know, I think say ebi we gide good tiri so no. He tine wo mu na aye na kodi tirim. Obetna news file. Asamba na mami we kan or say the Chief Justice should not be taken through this process. Who should be taken through the process? Ti asema obi oso akosua mbra. Mr. P, Mr. S, take care of the pages. Ti asemia obi oso akotena law school. Wosua mbra onim nyansa. Ti asemia oka. The Chief Justice, because Chief Justice said the nufu ye 9. Madam Torkornoo the to eye 9. Sebio ne 9 kokromoti eye nson. The Chief Justice should not go through this process. It's in our law as theory, but it shouldn't be practiced. Where a lawyer or say Chief Justice, you know, and this the first idea we move. Emom Ghana running the woman say Bibi Saba or say Shishum. Nemum aye Chief Justice in tea and this say a diwujuma way or say a chiliko second year John Hunina nan korasha neba bibi and the batia. So your bam pa. In theory, or see in theory, the law is supposed to be applied, but practically, it is our law. Or say, yamre muni de a woman say Chief Justice di bonia or see a shishim. Name mum and ni says sebio ye 2-1 among where ye lawyer. I say the Chief Justice should not be taken through this process. It's in our law as theory, but it shouldn't be practiced. Inti obeso chere say sam rana da hode de da hokeke but meme ye 2-1 among adentra Chief Justice de enisi ade ne fam na me papa Kwame Ando nana Aida Nando ono ne yemfa ne fam wo ya boa me mama Ekua Monica ono ne yentam ne mfa ne mfa mram na kwasi ampanyi wo de mra diwa yemfa mra ne yenye ne say theory inti some of the laws should apply as theory and some should apply as practical. Mon kwasiafo na mutiti TV so yedi matema ya se yedi penyina atem. San kwasiafo na kosuan kwasia law bi. Ya kasi ye scrutinize o ma no mu dwane no makɔhye penyina echi. Washa wegi said the opepa eye Mozambique nkoto ho. Abetena TV so keka kwasia asem say the Chief Justice should not go through this. O wegi say raccoon. O wegi say raccoon mame. Chief Justice should not go through. Who should go through? Why? Is the Chief Justice above the law? So, you want us to sit in Ghana, not Chief Justice in Tinaho. With all due respect, Chief Justice Bimra, na on Chandy Pakon, na on Poison Obi, na on Disika, Nyanka say, it is in our law, theoretically, in theory, but practically, no, we cannot apply the law. Adentra or a Chief Justice, adan enough we num, mo bodam. We are not going to be selective about the law. Why said the people to Mozambique. Some question for TV so that Morgana ho because we are so weak-minded. Obiaba no kuta title. Obiaba kuta title. When you ya sokodia, what be tracking kan kwasa sama soro ko adentia me MPP ni ma min defend adia eye bone. Now your MPP ni ayakwasa. Wo ya MPP ni ayakwasa. Into wo ti Joy News wo eye program. Na obi wura ka say wo ya kromfo. Obeji atum so ya kromfo. Oti Joy News one we program no obi abo ewuro say mama we jantre nipa wo kofo obi kunu na obetena sa am that also you want the law to work because I'm a lawyer, I know the law and the law has to work. Now they do Chief Justice so I say we should be very selective about the law. Bodam o we said obi pan ko to ho Mozambique modun say ye Jimmy ye hu so lawyers da kwase abrofo bia akeka keka mapantan mu na mokeka na ye Jimmy nti ye obi a Ghana or a lawyer. A fool like Samson enemy, the num can. You fin of free Semuba and then the year being chamber 2 years, Samson enemy. And I got an Jimmy. Eden Jimmy to Samson enemy, Saturday better TV so a bob bonum totobusa questions. No about journalist of the year, young Kwasiafo. Ghana Journalist Association President Rowe, ne Fusa Nanka. Where would the year a media general of Wanana? Sa Ghana Journalist Association akwana ne fusa de or no nsama Guinness for Mozambique no. Mumbuza said the press conference no nyana. Kwasiafo na mudi nkofo ni mo Ghana. Ya come ni ma Jimmy for we. Me say GJ president no way. Kwasiatosa no Sifrika ma na ebie ne pono. enkwasi asam nkwa na wodi ti kronim ye kama nima na mu buofu okay enkwasi asam. Look at this. No, this is not even what I'm looking for. Messias, I don't even want to go there. Messias, I don't want to go there. I was going to go somewhere, but I'm not going to do it. Now, I want to tell you something. We are Ghana Nina Oshemia. Emra Eye Juma Ghana. This issue we are talking about, President has suspended CJ because Emrano Eman Hokwaino. Also, TSA said nobody is above the law, even the president himself. So, president, not only himself or above the law, and can uncle through the process. This should be a lesson to every Ghanaian. See, a person Ghana wageman and Aswa, Chief Justice case we should send a strong signal and message to all of us. Say, Omaina Yetimuno, Emra Juma. The moment we allow the Chief Justice to skip or to basically jump this hurdle without going through the process, then it means it's a Ghana Mrano. We are being selective where to apply and who to apply it on. And that will be the beginning of our end as a nation. Oma hine kobna sante mo MPP wap mumusa oma hine kobna sante say Lexus na otwi no tomano. Mumusa oma hine kobna sante say sa white Lexus na otwi no. Why na tomano? Ono ai asempa na otini pay saying. Me say mumusa na say oma hine kobna sante me the video oje bribe. Kobna sante oma hine kobna sante. Eyi Ekufu Adoba eye de Jankroma ambulance case no. Monka yes am say me what the bribe. Me want this video or bribe or ne on producer no. Dominic so the end no. Or say o me be ma o meka say me boa. Mumusa ne say Lexus na otwi no wan tomano. Kwasiafo motena Ghana na my say Ghana ne ete no obia nim nyansa. Me say asempa yetua o kasen. Lexus na otwi na register 2025 wan tomano. Who ya bribe G4 to say no credibility. Modernity radio so na nkwasi asem, selective justice, selective journalism. Mo peke the favor mo nkwasi tribe na mo party no. The favor Gabi, the favor Kennedy Japan, the favor MPP no, and none ya kan wasem. Na sa na de chichire man. Is that how we build a nation? Who am I in one in an order bribe? Me see ambulance case no, Jankroma ambulance case no. I have a video of you taking bribe. Only sir Dominic said, yeah, producer no. Mumia na mokoji, I have you on tape. Yeah, dede. Lexus na uchi, wana kofa brown. Kwasiafo ya can say right now, journalism has become sabotaging people and blackmailing. A read to sell blackmailing wine. Cromfo a read to sell. Upe ya saying, Lexus now trying to chairman man sika the toy. You 47 in Ghana. You are working. They be almost sorry. Obi ye juma mobi. Na mumu ye juma wine. Omayene, uye juma mahwai, uye juma mahwai. E read to say o comfort to say o. Me se bra better radio so kasa me boa. Me se woni Dominico. Our producer friend is saying Dominico said omu mienu no mko Jesus sika no. Me se opa beye mema asem o radio so. E read to say o motete Ghana nkwasi asem. Kwasi asem ye protect mo kakra. Mo just ye jimi. Mo di asempa na to na nkwasi afo mo di wie sika. Mo di gigi bribe. Monim de anim. Me se wo de opa dem ne enhwe Ghana kronim. Kromfo te se wo mo betena tere wan nkwasi asem nko a. Na mo dada Ghana fo adan a mo party free power. Mo party free power. Me se ambulance case na ba na Jankroma ambulance scandal no. Sika se na akwaje ye. Nije ni sika se na aje won ho. Kwabena sante o tena betena TV so ka se Kevin Taylor boa. Nije ni sika se na aje won ho. Ewi te se wo woni sa mo producer no omukoji sika no masoma producer no akọ sa nkwasi afọ mi ensan de omo ya no besides get me their pictures mo ewifo te se mo mo ewifo mo hu fin ya de o Ghana na mo tetetete politics journalism echi da nkofo me ma wa assignment me so kire betra TV so na ka se Kevin Taylor boa Who come na santo be ka Ghana asem. O se de Mahama eden adwene bi hye ne tirim. E wi te se wo. Wo betuma be ka eye Jankroma ambulance wo asem wo TV so. Me se Niger ni sika se na o de ma wo. ewi ti say mo ye ka se ye ka mo asam ne ye bɔ ma power ka mo makura ntumi go school mo yire no mo ntumi pie kɔbna sante ye ka se ye bɔ ma power mo yire no mo manti ena na sonta ye consider mo ewi fo te say mo me say o Lexus now team no u pay a sen when the tomorrow o Lexus now team na ya buy Lexus when the tomorrow hasi afo yi se enim mo ba ne ama mo sika na mo de akɔ dealership ma kwaje mo ji se enim ewi fo te say mo you people should shut up me my bother mo I am crazy but until so be coming until so be wa ju so onim nyansa me I am crazy and the MPP they know mo betima ka de mo pese mo ka fa me hu bia I don't care say me ye tua me car wo so hwan de tua wo ka mo ana mo di TV so ana Kevin Taylor ana we de tua ne kan say ye tua me car wo hwan de tua wo ka come and tell us who pays you if you fought is mo mo kwasi asena mrete Ghana no boga sa de aginem
we must confront the hard truths of our present reality. Despite our shared vision to our community on the African continent.
Boga, wada deep. Wada deep. Yaka bibia onte. Nana do danko kufuado. Wada. Oda se first gear. We na yete ho. Ya tena de we hu 8 years yanka bibia. Mo satiti radio so ka kire said ye. An John Mahama ye say. John Mahama me say 42 years. 42 years you people will stay in opposition until I decide. Ana me kan na mo sere ho. MPP for the deep down for omunim de America. 42 years will be in opposition. Omo mu lead MPP pa no. A omunim de America no. They know. And they know the kind of person me. You will stay in opposition for 42 years. Muni option biya. We know you people. The Chief Justice on committee crime biya. The president is saying, say, the Council of State I establish it prima facie case against her. She should just step aside. Now, Sebio investigations in Nkoso. Obi anyone who petition. As I sit here, I don't know what's in the petition. You don't know what is the petition. Let's allow the investigations to begin. Let's allow them to establish a ground, sir. Free one, I said, says CJ. Nobody in Ghana should try. Nobody in Ghana. So, what the bonnet? So, no one is above the law. If it is the EC boss who is next, bossman who is next, say to me, establish a case against them, so over the bonia, they have to be fired. Obiansu so biasu. Say NPP got power in 42 years, sir. They can sack everybody. I don't care. As far as they are working within the law. Any problem. It I want Ghanaians to understand. And Madam Torkornoo, the president, to me, constitution, the man say unjinan chain. The senior most judge, Mr. Bafuboni. Ono and as we speak, Ono na take over as the CJ of Ghana. Mr. Bafuboni, J.A. Kufuor the Deba Supreme Court, or your MPP ni mapa. So what is your problem, MPP for? J.J. Rawlings na didn't call the High Court. And J.A. Kufuor 2008, I didn't call the Supreme Court. This man, or your MPP ni. John Mahama Samamu MPP's Chief Justice, Ediana Mope. From the records and from the things you people are saying, then it means Mr. Bafuboni, he has to come and help your people. And I know someone pet. J.A. Kufuor de Mr. Bafuboni eba Supreme Court 2008. Enti enye J.J. Rawlings no mabeka say eye NDC ni enya Tamils ena enya Mahama eye muamu MPP na de this honorable man eba the Supreme Court. Enti as we speak, technically John Mahama asama mo MPP Supreme Court judge, Chief Justice. A dear pan mo pay as a political party. This man is an MPP man. Everything he would do in the court from today. Or MPP ni because a J.A. Kufuor and a Deneba MPP, a Deneba a Supreme Court. And as we speak, Yasa ama Ghana another NPP Chief Justice. It's MPP for problem today. Ade ana Bafuboni so or the senior most judge at Supreme Court or no someone peno. He is acting. Now my mention on the record kakra because your MPP ni mapa. Me pese me hwe the MPP for me be kafa eye papa we hu because your MPP ni this man the records ni mommy reading the records kakra. Eye Paul Bafuboni onye. Ono assumed office 11 June 2008. Nominated by John Ejekum Kufuor, Justice of the Court of Appeal. In office 22nd November 2006 to 11th of June 2008. Nominated again by John Ejekum Kufuor, Justice of the High Court. Nominated by Jerry Rawlings. Personal details. It is a offer a form at the air Kosra. You can see, say, J.J. Rawlings and Kufuor and basically a movie in the court top. Inti J.A. Kufuor that didn't call Supreme Court 2008. 2006 and a J.J. Rawlings and the call High Court. 2008 and Papa Kufuor didn't call Supreme Court. Intuition here pa Justice Bafuboni or your MPP judge. Are you not happy? More MPP for are you not happy? Say J.A. Kufuor judge already called Supreme Court and then Mahama said or didn't take it over Supreme Court. Are you not happy? Everything is in your favor. This man, is he not an MPP judge? Entire day it's not because osno maame inti asam kesiesi ye osno maame ne de osno fofraba into how I'm saying. We have Justice Bafuboni who was nominated by J.A. Kufuor. Papa Kufuor that they call Supreme Court. In Sesiano, Adentina Muyedede. We have an MPP Chief Justice now. He is MPP. Because you see, Ghana no, you say, so a judge, that's a president to be nominated automatically, or be a political judge. Sign a more MPP for more. Because you see, when you go through the list from the year 2019, ABC 2024, the judges are Supreme Court. Now, 2019, Nana Kufuor, ordinary day, Madam Torkornoo, or Sonomame, Echo Supreme Court. 2008, Ayadian, J.A. Kufuor, and Edidian, or de Paul Mr. Bafuboni, J.A. Kufuor, and the call Supreme Court. 2015, Ayadian, John Mahama, ordinary day, Gabriel Puamang, Echo Supreme Court. 2019, Papa ya friend enini yeboa na yire Madam Avril Lovelace Johnson. Nana Dankwa Kufuor and the call Enfa Supreme Court. In 2020, Isifu Tanku. Nana Dankwa Kufuor and the call Supreme Court. Henrietta Joy Abra Mensa Bonsu 2020 Ekufuor and the call Supreme Court. Emmanuel Yoni Kolendi, Mr. Timbila Ono Nana Kufuor and the call Supreme Court. We have someone like Samuel Kwame Adibu Asiedu, Nana Dankwa Kufuor 2022 and the Supreme Court. Barbara Frances Akayensu, Nana Dankwa Kufuor and the Supreme Court. George Kingsley Kumsin 2023 Nana Kufuor and the Supreme Court. And next MPP parliamentary candidate Gau Nana Dankwa Kufuor 2023 and the NS Gau Echo Supreme Court. Henry Anthony Kofi 2024 Nana Dankwa Kufuor and the Supreme Court. Yao Dakwasari 2024 Nana Kufuor and the Supreme Court. And Richard Ej Frimpong 2024 Nana Adodankwa Kufuor and the Supreme Court. How many judges the Kufuor the Supreme Court? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out of the 14 judges, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo or the emu 12 in 8 years or the Supreme Court. Out of the 14 judges, almost Supreme Court is here. Nana Akufo-Addo you 12 or no one appointed to the Supreme Court. And there, your Mr. Bafu Bonny, J. Akufo-Addo the Supreme Court, and they be on Mope, MPP Nkwasia 4. Would you say about the money because of you? We are building Ghana. We are making sure the right things are done. Makachiremo, your opinions, you can keep your opinion. You can be pissed off. You can be angry. You can free your mind. It is your opinion. The facts are constant. And the facts are what we are dealing with. The constitution is constant. Say emrano ye jinem na say constitution guide ya. They all say yeah right no. I will say yeah as a nation.